Hi, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to Wonder Snatch. Today I'm going to get into my year of the tiger look for 2022, and at the same time I'm going to talk about my new obsession, which is Willow Pill and RuPaul's Drag Race Season 14. She has a chronic condition, much like her drag mother Evie Oddly. She has cystinosis, and today I'm going to talk about cystinosis and what it is, alright? It's not really a dermatology and drag series because it doesn't really affect skin and hair that much, but I'll just try to demystify this disease and, talk more about Willow Pill, which is one of my favorite queens this season. Alright, so if that's something you see, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel and ring that bell for post notifications, alright? Alright, let's get started with this tiger look. Alright, I'm back. Okay, so today is going to be a Chinese New Year of the tiger look. I really should try to recreate one of Willow Pill's looks. I mean, she did a mouse one, so I guess that's close enough to a tiger. But I'm sure she'll have a lot of iconic looks coming up, so maybe I'll recreate something later. But today I really wanted to talk about cystinosis and what it is. Okay, Willow Pill, she really caught my eye. I mean, in the promo look already, she has this really, really amazing acid trippy yellow-blue outfit that she probably got commissioned. And she is, of course, Evie Oddly's drag daughter. Evie Oddly, I did a video on Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. Okay, she has this connective tissue disease which causes her bones and her skin to be really flexible. Okay, and her drag daughter also has another chronic genetic disease. So I'm just wondering where they met. Maybe they met at some sort of charity or some sort of a foundation performance or something, but it seems like they have a lot of support and they can get each other because of their chronic disease. I find it very inspiring, and I think that also tells people that, just because they have some sort of chronic disease or some sort of long-term problem, they can't do drag, and they can't do drag at the level that Evie and Willow are doing drag at. Okay, I think it's really, really inspiring. Okay, this is Milk. I'm not going to try to go for a complete tiger look today, but maybe some sort of a inspired by tiger look with a lot of graphic liner and black lines, I think. And I do have a little bit of a visitor here today. Ignore that. The edit they gave Willow Pill in this first episode was quite interesting, okay, quite good, I thought. Obviously, she came in this almost like a Valley Girl kind of look with a misspelled angel on the t-shirt, and everyone immediately, underestimated her. And this was kind of like her plan, which she said in Untucked. Because she looks so young and everything, it really lends to everyone just, writing her off. And even RuPaul's doing this really cringy kind of thing where she infantilizes Willow Pill, doing this big pill, little pill thing.
All right, y'all, she ain't no big pill. She's a Willow Pill.
And of course, they show Alyssa Hunter mangling her name once, calling her Willow Pillow. They really gave her this whole arc in this one episode, okay, which is pretty good for a start, but I just hope that means that she's gonna stick around a lot longer, okay? She does have a kind of a fuck you attitude to drag, just like her mother Evie Oddly, okay? She comes out on her runway, she comes out in this really awful color, this almost like army, it's not army green, but it's kind of like a puce, I don't know, is puce green? Anyway, this really off green. It's not like a bright green or anything, but almost like a pukey green that really was made to show, was really made ugly, but the silhouette was really, really good. Even her talent was a little bit off the wall, okay? She did this self-help kind of thing, which culminated in this putting a toaster in her bathtub, which kind of like led to went to a bit of a dark place, okay? I think they didn't dare to show too much of that, maybe because of sponsors and everything, but it was very, very effective, okay? And it did show, it was really different from something that has been seen on Drag Race so far. Okay, I want a bit of a warmer tone today, so it's going to be 5W. Okay, so Willow Pill's name, it comes from the fact that she needs to take tons of pills every day, and this is because she has this condition called cystinosis. Okay, and cystinosis is what we call a deposition disorder. Okay, a deposition disorder is when your body cannot clear something and it just collects in your tissues. Okay, and in her case, it's cysteine, this amino acid cysteine. Cystinosis is an autosomal recessive condition, which means that she has to inherit a defective gene from both her parents. Okay, both the parents have to carry the defective gene so that she will manifest this condition, okay? If you have one defective gene and one normal gene, for example, if your mother is a carrier for cystinosis and your father doesn't have the defective gene, you won't get cystinosis because all you need is one working gene for it to work. But both copies of the genes are defective. So she doesn't have this enzyme called CNTS, which transports cysteine out of the cell, out of this compartment in the cell called the lysosome. So it collects and it forms crystals in all her organs, okay, and causes organ damage. The most common parts of the body that are affected by cystinosis are the kidneys, okay, because the kidneys have to clear all these crystals, okay, and when the crystals build up, they get kidney failure. And the eyes, okay, you can get deposition of cysteine in the cornea and everything, and they can cloud the vision and cause quite a lot of damage to the eye. That's what Willow Pill actually mentioned, that I think she had a kidney transplant at some point, so she needs to be on a lot of pills for immunosuppression for her kidney transplant. People with cystinosis in their kidneys basically start leaking out all sorts of protein and sugar and crystals and everything, and all sorts of different minerals. Okay, and this is what we call renal Fanconi syndrome. A little bit of yellow left over from my Marge Simpson makeup. I am going to give myself that shape today for a tiger-like look. Straight edges of the sponge is good for. Okay, I'm going to contour a little bit with this Madagascar, which is a little bit warmer. In the eyes, when cysteine collects in the eyes, it causes what they call photophobia, okay? It's almost like corneal ulcers, okay? That you get very sensitive to the light, okay? And also you can get blepharospasm, where your eyes just keeps twitching and blinking because of the irritation of the cysteine crystals. So that's what she was saying. She was in pain all this time. Okay, use a smaller. Okay, people with cystinosis don't really have much problems with the skin and the hair. They are usually lighter than usual, okay? Because the cysteine collects in the melanosomes and you cause problems with pigment deposition. So they have what we call pigment dilution. So they're always a bit fair and a bit blonde, just like Willow Pill. I'm just gonna set the white bits with white. Okay, and Willow Pill also has what we call a bit coarse facial features. A lot of patients with deposition disorders have what we call coarse facial features because of the way that the bones develop and are slightly abnormal because of the genetic disease. And I thought this was a little bit insulting. Okay, on Reddit, everyone keeps asking whether Willow Pill is Asian. Okay, there are no Asian queens on this season of Drag Race, okay, which is quite a pity. And they've been asking whether she's Asian because of her coarse facial features, okay? That is a little bit, I think it's a little bit insensitive, but Willow Pill is not Asian. Asians rarely get cystinosis, okay? It's mainly a disease of white people and sometimes in the Middle East as well, okay? I think there are a couple of reports of a Chinese family of cystinosis, but this is extremely rare, all right? So yeah, Willow Pill's not Asian. I wish there were more Asian representation in Drag Race, but apparently no Asian queens this time. All right, I'm just gonna powder this really quickly. I'll be right back. All right, all powdered. So now I'm just gonna go in with a little bit of a orange blush from my Clown Blush, okay? And I'm just going to give myself this bit of an orange hue, a bit of an orange undertone. Oh no, this is a bit dark. Actually, I'm gonna use Orange Sorbet, okay? This orangey color from my BH Cosmetics Orange Sorbet. Extra Toppings it's called. Okay, I'm just going to, almost like a contour. Okay, but I don't want to get it onto that white. Okay, so cystinosis. Patients with cystinosis also can get problems everywhere else. They can get hormonal problems when the cysteine is being deposited in their glands. Okay, for example, they can get thyroid issues, they can get diabetes. So, they can have a whole host of everything. And sometimes they're infertile as well because of the cysteine deposited into their sex organs. And without treatment, most of people with cystinosis actually don't live beyond 20 years old. But recently, there have been a lot of treatment for cystinosis, which is probably one of the pills that Willow Pill is taking as well. There's this treatment called Cystagon, which is basically something that helps to deplete the cysteine in the body. And also, they have to have low cysteine diets. Okay, they eat foods low in cysteine in order to reduce deposition of cysteine in their body. If you can make the diagnosis of cystinosis before the baby is born, they need to be on a high-calorie diet without cysteine, okay, on tube feeding almost for many years so that they can develop normally in the first few years of life. Cysteine is actually very difficult to get out of our diet, mainly because it is essential for actually skin and hair. So, cysteine is an amino acid that contains the element sulfur, okay? And when sulfur forms links called disulfide bonds, that's what makes your hair and skin so strong. That's also probably one reason why people with cystinosis have very, very fine and very, very light skin and hair. Okay, so yeah, cystinosis is quite a rare genetic disease, okay? Not many people in the world have it, and treatments, I'm sure, are really, really, really expensive. So in America, I think healthcare is really going to be quite an issue for people like Willow Pill and Evie Oddly. So I'm really glad they found each other and they have a drag house that can, support each other in these chronic diseases. Let's try using this flat brush. I'm going to use a black. Okay, just going to do a lot of graphic liners in there. Graphic thin lines, and then blend them out and try to make it look like an editorial tiger. Okay, I'm going to try to figure this out off camera. I'll be right back. Alright, this needs a little bit of concentration because I've never really done this kind of eye before. I'll be right back. Alright, so I've planned this eye. Okay, so it's basically a really big cat eye. Okay, and then a few graphic lines in there. Okay, so I'm going to repeat this on the other side. And maybe add some more later. So I thought maybe I'd talk about the rest of the queens also. So the premiere of season 14 is here. Cornbread looks like she's set to win. Okay, she's full of personality. Super polished. She came in even with her very own song. Okay, for the talent competition. Which already, free IP to Drag Race. I think she is a shoe-in to win. She's got winner written all over her. Bosco seems really fun, okay? I think her aesthetic is something that really resonates with me, okay? This crazy, silly, burlesque kind of thing. A little bit demon-y, okay? I did misjudge her a little bit, okay, from Meet the Queens, but I really like her energy. I mean, the way she came in and say, let's make a difference. that was really campy and really fun. So I think she will go far too. Okay, Orion Story unfortunately went home. I really liked Orion Story's entrance look, but she really faltered in the talent, okay? She's going for this Katia thing. I think she's trying to go too much for a Katia kind of vibe. Even her runway was a little bit off the wall with these polka dots and the cotton on the fingertips and everything. It looks really iconic, but unfortunately, that really hampered her lip sync. Dune Jambalaya was a little bit of a letdown. She came in, her entrance look was so bad. I mean, she calls herself a label queen, and she buys this label, she called what? Pucci? I don't know, something. She was wearing that jumpsuit, and then she pairs it with this really dull Fashion Nova, kind of a cream-colored jumpsuit, which cheapened everything. So I thought that was quite unfortunate. Who else was in this season? Oh, Carrie Colby. Stunning. She just looks stunning, and she has a personality. She has a really mature way of talking, and I think that really sets her apart from all the other queens that came before that kind of fit this mold, like Plastic Tiara and Taste. Okay, so I think she is going to go far as well. This is a really strong premiere. Liner, this is a Too Faced Better Than Sex liner that I've had for a while, just to sharpen up all these lines. Very big cat eyes. All right, I'm going to darken those a little bit with a little bit more black, and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Add a few more lines here and then I'm going to go into the rest of my face to give a little bit more tiger stripy bits here and there. And I just learned that tigers, apparently, because it's a year of the tiger, the Chinese love the tiger because the markings on the forehead here looks like the Chinese character for king, okay? What we call San Hen Wang, which is actually also my name. That will probably be covered by the wig anyway because I've got bangs. I'm doing a mullet wig this week, okay? In tribute to my last week's Follicle Follies where I talked about mullet wigs, okay? So I'm wearing a mullet wig today. Okay, so this black bits is just to highlight the contour a little bit. This opening of Drag Race was also quite weird. Do you think, I thought Rue's number was a little bit out of place. She didn't look like she could move very well at all, do you think? Okay, I think that's enough for now. You can add more later if I want. Lips, I think I'm going to do, might go for a cat lip. High pouty lip. It's quite fitting that I'm doing an orange look for Willow Pill when I did an orange look for Evie Oddly as well. Remember my orange alert look for Evie Oddly when I talked about Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. So anyway, I'm just going to fill in these lips. I haven't figured out, maybe black on the top and orange on the bottom, but I haven't decided yet. Okay, and I'm going to fill in some highlights here and there and then get into my final look and then be back with the results, alright? Okay, so I'll be right back. Alright, and this is the finished look. This is my Tina Turner meets Lion Tigra realness for the year of the tiger. And that was my video on cystinosis and Willow Pill and the first episode of Drag Race Season 14. Okay, and I hope you liked this video. Don't forget to stay tuned later this week for another episode of Follicle Follies where I'll be talking about all things hair again, hair news, hair science, and wig watch. Alright, and if you like this video, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel and ring that bell for post notifications, alright? Okay, see you next time. Bye. Ooh, slutty tiger. Slutty tiger, Tigra, Thundercats ho. Thundercats ho. Slutty tiger. Siegfried and Roy could never. Check out my other videos. I did Evie Oddly's orange alert look here, and also a tribute to Chi Chi the Vein at Scleroderma. Bye!